I'm not ready. I'll just set these aside. That's what I'll do. Okay, let's see. Oh, Christ, it's already going. There it is. Okay. Let's see, 21 seconds in. Cindy's here. We are never ready. You kidding? Forget it. I don't even know if I have coffee. Yeah, I got a little here. Let's see, where am I? There it is. There's Weasel. There's Cindy. How are you? I was sorting out some Indians here, but I can't see a thing, really. You got to do this ahead of time. I figure I can put together a few sets of 10 different Indians. And just, put them out somehow. Friday show, maybe the big show, maybe just, throw them around or something. I do have a pile, and I mean a pile of Canadian pennies to go through. There we go. And that kind of seems to be the theme for the weekend is foreign coins. How's the scope? Does it work? Oh, it does. Good. What do you got here? Yeah, that's a 1921. They started making them small back in 1920. But they still have some big ones back there. And I got, so darn many of these. I don't know what to do with them, really. I just keep them in a sack back here. That's all Canadian pennies. All of them. Well, I'm going to leave them on the floor for now. But I can pull some up. There, let me grab a handful and just throw them on the desk here. Oops. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. I'm screwing up everything. What's this? What is this? Hold on. Can we see anything? There. Okay, this is what's going on the desk right now. Where's home? Okay, we got these two. This is the giveaway for the weekend seminar, right? We got the big silver dollar, and we have the Sacagawea dollar with the Jim Thorpe. That's a reverse proof. This came in at the last moment. I'm gonna get you. Oh, here, look at this. I got stuff all. What? It always looks like this. There's no cleaning up this desk. That's what I've decided. All I can do is just manage the chaos here. Where's the scope here? Black Steel Reserve sent this in. Actually, I guess his name is now Black Steel and Silver Numis Man. It's NGC, first release, proof 69. It's reverse proof. So the fields, which are normally polished, they've got that, the satiny finish. And there it is. He's a football player. I guess he was a Native American. I don't know what Wathohuk means. Might be Jim Thorpe and Comanche or something. I don't know. I don't know the story behind this coin. Geez, they got all these coins are putting out. They got the reverse designs for the Sacagawea dollars, right? You got your quarters, the AGBs, America the Beautiful. Lined up Indians. Yeah, they're all lined up. We'll take them out. And every coin, every design has a story behind it. They hide things in here that have whatever meaning. Okay, what's the other one here? The Lewis and Clark. There we go. Everything's steeped in tradition and history on a lot of these things. Why do we have liberty on our coins? Well, we're kind of founded on freedom and stuff. All right, but the back. Oh, let's see. You've got the handshake, the piece between. Let's see. Looking at the cuffs, British and American. You've got the feathers for the Indians. You get 15 stars for 1804. That's how many nations there were. I don't know what the top of this feather means. It must mean something. You could talk all day about one coin and not cover it all. There's so much stuff going on in these things. Here we go. But I was also going through some other things, and we're going to add this into the package because, well, we've got a lot of them. Where'd this come from? This came from Dustin Morgan. You've seen him before. It's a planchet. There was a truck spill in Delaware back in 2 years ago, and he's got a pile of these. Well, he sent me a pile so I can give them out in a big show or whatever else. And I figured we can put a blank planchet in with this giveaway real easy. And you got to watch out for these clues. They're just hints. There we go. We'll put that right in there. So we got a Sacagawea, we got a Lewis and Clark, and we got a blank planchet. Yeah, kind of a neat thing. That's a workout. Oh, lifting that thing? Yeah, it is. Let me find out who else is in here. Well, there's 14 people watching. It's late at night on Saturday. Not a whole lot going on right now. I'm just playing with coins. Let's see. All right, so I got these Canadians. I got to, find out what's in there. Everything that you get on American coins, you get the same thing with, with British coins, with French coins, with Canadians, Mexican. There's double dies. There's woodies on their copper. You've got clash marks. You name it. If it happens to coins, it happens everywhere. They're not just distinctive to just the United States. What do you got here? 1964 Canadian. Looks pretty good, right? I mean, you can zoom in all day long. What I'm looking for on these are clash marks right above the 4, which would be Elizabeth's neck. There you go. And, well, you get the sack of 5,000 coins, and it becomes a redundancy thing, just repetition. And that is sort of how you learn about coins, is going through, bunches of them, and it becomes rote. You learn by, comparing one coin to the next. Oops, lost that one. Okay, what do you got here? Same darn thing. She's got her pretty little hair done up with weeds in it. Somebody comb her hair. Poor thing. Again, 1964. This one got a few, some dark spots over here. Some sort of water staining is what it looks like to me. But the more coins you go through, that's how you gain experience. Finding out what's wrong with these things, what's different about these things, what's special about them. You can compare this one to the last one and say, geez, this is a whole lot nicer than that last one. Not as many marks, not as many stains, a lot shinier. You pick out the best possible coin, and dude, it can be a long time before you get, one that is, of high mint grade. Just MS64 is hard enough. 65 is difficult. Once these things go through circulation for, a week or two, they're going to start picking up all sorts of marks. I thought I saw something on her chin. I guess I didn't. But it's the repetition that's going to breed experience. That's what it's all about. And you learn over time how to pick stuff out. It catches your eye because, you've looked at 1,000 of the darn things already. And you say, that looks kind of funny. And whenever you hear that, that's the trigger to get in there and look deeper. Yeah. That's probably a little MD right on the nape of her neck, under her chin. Hello, Hidden. I have not opened it yet. It's still over here on the floor, I promise. Yeah, I told them I was going to cut the tape and just reseal it. But really, after that last episode, I'm afraid I get real nervous around that thing now. What do you got up here up at 1 cent? That doesn't look like a typical stain. And you go through a lot of coins, you're going to start to realize what stands out, what doesn't, what's important, what do you want to look at. And let's see if we can get a focus on that. What do you think? Just a little scratch? That's what I'm thinking. That may be a bit of a clash mark. And this is why it's handy to have a collection, is because you can compare one coin to another, because you've got an example. Okay, let's see. That's going to be upside down. So if there was a clash mark, what happened here? If there was a clash mark between the C and the E, what would it correspond to on the front of the coin? Well, over here, it's a Canadian coin, so it's going to go this way. It will correspond to her hair. Is that the same sort of shape? No. So that tells me that's not a clash mark. It'd be impossible. However, do they have feet or finger marks? Possibly. They get the same sort of issues we do. Let's look at it real close here. It's a little bit raised. Now, Canadian quality control. What happened here? Stop. That's on the floor. Canadian quality control is usually better than American quality control. I have no stick. I'm not ready. You try to open a box. Oh man, that box bled all over the place. Can you believe it? Somebody loaded it with ketchup, it turns out. Look, my finger's fine. There we go. So right in here, I've got a little bit of a raised area. Over here, it looks more like discoloration, but this bit is raised. So I'm going to keep that one and set it aside. And really, the best thing to do is mark it right now so I know what the heck it is when I pick it up later. But there's so darn many coins I set aside. What do you do? Well, we do the best we can. What do you got here? What'd you go? What'd you go? KG 43. Now, theirs are made out of copper in 43. They changed their nickels. Here's all the diagnostics for being a PhD. The D for diagnostics. That's George. That's George Foreman. He was the king of England for a little while. All right, that's a 43. Some of these are pretty slick. Oh, now they had bicentennials. Well, actually, they had centennials, same as we had our bicentennials over in Canada. And there was in 1867, they became Canada. 100 years later, 1967, every one of their designs had a different, every one of their coins had a different design on it. Instead of the maple leaf, they get the rock dove. And these are kind of keepable. People hold on to them because they're distinctive. They're different. Same reason people hold on to the bicentennial quarters we get over here. Are they worth something? Well, something like this, not particularly, but people hold on to them. It's a compulsion, I guess. A rock dove, that's right. They're good eating, I hear. Not much. They're just little birds. Yep. So there it is. Well, I'll be putting that out with patches of Canadians that stick out. Oh, this one's shot. Yeah, that one's goner. Nothing to do with that. 73. That one's really fit. That one's fit to go into circulation. That's nothing there. We'll send that home to the bank. What you got here? Oh, various design changes. It's the same lady. Of course, she's 108 years old. How old is Queen Elizabeth nowadays? 90 what? 2? Poor Charles. He's been waiting for that throne forever. And she just keeps getting older and older. There's a 1970. Well, good. I got an example of 1970. She's 120. I bet. Well, they get the metric system over there, so it seems like she's older than she is. There we go. There's a better shaped one. The challenge in coin collecting is getting these coins that are superior shape. Now here you got all the all the luster of a regular coin. She's pretty good looking. Well, not Lizzie, but the coin. Although you have a few stray marks. You see them over here as I flash it back and forth. These are really small marks, right? Here you got a spot on the A. Pretty minor when you look at the coin face, in person here. There you go. That's what it looks like. You can't even see the spot on the A. Good luster. The blue flash is the camera. There's a light on that camera that I hate so terribly much. But you're going to find that if you go through rolls of pennies, you can find brilliant uncirculated coins. I mean, they've had very little wear, almost no wear. You'll find they'll have their original luster. You can almost, you look at them and say, this is not a circulated coin. There's no trace of wear on it. But you look closely, and you're going to see, a contact mark, for example, right here. Maybe something touched the rim and gave it just a little nick. Nothing to speak of. It doesn't take long to take them from, these top grades down into MS64, 63, 62. This is probably an MS63, this guy right here. You get a little nick here, bouncing the 4. Finding that coin that's perfect. What's the best condition you can find in circulation? Seriously, next time you get a box of pennies, go through and look for one with no contact marks. And you're going to be impressed that they're few and far between, which is why people pay extra money for those things. Well, what was the date on this? I didn't even look. 94. I don't know what they're made of in 94. I don't usually collect these Canadian small cents, but I figured I'd broaden my horizons. Sounds kind of coppery. It's got a little bit of a ring to it. I have no idea what it's made out of. I'm not ready. No. You kidding? Okay, here you go. A few spots. Pretty good shape. We got, I'd say a bunch of these coins got water damage. And water, say paper wrapper, and a copper penny, you're going to get these dark corrosion marks. Alrighty. Well, still, that's a lot better than some people have. We'll set that right up here. We'll go through them and take a look. It's a cougar from Canada. No sign of it peeing. He's got a strong bladder. You all right? I got some kibble for him just in case. Yeah, I'll open a bunch of, those springy snakes will bounce out, I bet. What's in the box? Do I get a hint? Give me a hint. Animal, vegetable, mineral. I mean, I'm going to open it tomorrow, 3 o'clock, maybe 3:45. We're going to open that box and see what's. It's a big box. Yeah, you people are up to something, I can tell. We'll find out. But you get a hint from these shows. I'm not ready. Yeah. CJ, I got a bunch of Canadians here. I'm still looking. Oh, God, I'll be forever looking for them. It's scrumptious. It's a fruitcake. That's the world's biggest fruitcake. It's a 20-pound fruitcake. I just want the tin to put these Canadian pennies in. What do you got up here? What do you got up there? What's the date? We got a 1954. Canadian pennies are an alloy in 1954. They're 98% copper. And with an alloy, what do you get with an alloy? You get lamination errors, and this is folded over. Oh, good. Well, there's a keeper. There's something that's different and unique. Let's look around this thing real good. The letters look sound. Okay, there's the fold. There's a little bit of lamination right there, and on the R. And do we see some on the N? Maybe. Boy, if I can point there, there'd be something else. Right there. Is that a piece of lamb? I don't know, but we had a little bit up here. Right there. All right. Well, good. Let's look at the girl. She got the biggest neck I've ever seen. You ever see them? They put those copper coils on their neck until they get this long neck and stuff. They can't take them off because they'd be like this the rest of their lives. I haven't opened my pack yet. It's been a rough week. I'm in touch, man. My truck didn't want to start today. I don't know why. It worked fine the other day when I went out to the mailbox. All right, so I got to mess with that. Okay. You got laminations on American coins. You got them on, well, any other copper coin out there. How's the back look? Upside down, but otherwise pretty good. All right, I set that one aside. Yep. What's in the pack? CJ knows what's in his pack. I didn't even get a clue. Okay, I'll tell you. It's a 20-pound Balboa. No, it's not. I know when you're lying to me. You're talking. Had a coworker pass this week. Sorry to hear it, man. Yep, that's a tough one. That's been happening since forever. They're working. I work with guys, and the only way they're going to stop working is drop dead on the job. They're 70 years old. They don't know any other lifestyle except for working. Okay, take a look at this one. We're in pretty good shape. Get a little contact mark above the A. No focus. Let's work on that. And the color's pretty sound. A few tiny marks above the KG. Good luster. There's a little squiggle above the leaf on the top right. How's the front look? There we go. What's this, a hair? Probably from that cat. And a few smudges. Well, that's not too bad. Would you keep that if you found that in your pocket change? Yeah, why not? It's a very large Canadian cent. Oh, shit. Excuse me. The VLCCs. Here's another one. What do you got? Now, some years are harder to get in, really top grade. Late 70s, early 80s on, regular Lincoln cents. Very hard. Well, the controls were weak back then. Just a little, move out some extra product and don't worry about the die state so much. And, well, whatever it was, they were cranking up the coins and quality control took a hit. And they slid out more coins and didn't really pay attention to the quality. You didn't have the same sharpness of strike. What was going on at the mint that caused this, I don't know, but it seems to be a procedural change for those years. Keep up the nasty attitude. I'll take away your extra credit. I'm going to get detention. I just know it. Well, as a result of the quality control of the late 70s and early 80s, you got a lot of coins that they're not that great. Getting MS65 is hard enough all by itself. Above that, they get really few and far between. If it was ticking, I don't believe it would have come in the mail. No. They got guys that listen. They got guys in the mail trucks that just listen for ticking. That one's pretty. It's got a lot of toning on it, a lot of color. There we go. We set that aside. I know we're in trouble. If Hidden is in charge tonight, make no mistake about it. Yeah, Black Steel's here. We've been talking about your Jim Thorpe over there, and we thank you for that donation. Where are you? Here it is. And we also added a blank planchet, so now we got the Lewis and Clark dollar, the Jim Thorpe dollar, Black Steel sent in. That's a reverse proof. That's the first one I've seen, except for, like foreign stuff. That's the first American reverse proof, and that's 2018. So, well, a lot of people haven't seen him yet. And we added a blank planchet from 2016 truck spill in Delaware. That's probably part of the highway, the dark marks. Yep. We're all getting detention. It's a very large Dansko. It's the Dansko 2000. Where'd it go? Here it is. Well, what if you can put together a set of the best possible coins you can find? Now, Quinn, Ryan Quinn over in Quinn's Coins, he started doing. He had a Dansko, and he's going through a roll of pennies at a time, pulling out the best of each. He gets a new date that's not his album. It goes in. He's got a better one. It goes in, and it'll take several boxes of pennies before you start to get from 80s up. Before you start to have a full set of memorials, and several more boxes before they start to all be, lustrous. I tried to get it through AS. It made it here in time. We got tomorrow mail and Monday mail, and anything that doesn't come in, by then, if there are more donations, we'll just put them in the big show after that, or save it for the next seminar weekend. Yep, 3 more months, we'll have another one. But if you want to put together a complete set of coins, it would take a few boxes. If you want to put together a complete set and they're lustrous, it's going to take several more. Just dates that are harder to find. Those old S mints in the 70s or 60s and 70s, they're getting few and far between. It's not because they're getting picked out of circulation so much. They're being diluted. I mean, you got 300 million back then, but nowadays they're putting out 3 or 4 billion more per year. All right, well, you go do 10 years at 3 billion a year, they get diluted. The box is not a donation for the big show. It's not. What's it for? I want to know what's in it. A lot of people would be pissed if if something else comes in after Monday for the weekend seminar giveaway. No mail Monday. This week's big show and weekend seminar shipments will be delayed slightly. Veterans Day. Okay, that's right. 11/11. It's what is that? 99 years, or has it been 100 years? When did World War II end? It was the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. What year? 1918 or 1919? Maybe probably 17. They had the big flu in 1919, so it had to end in 100 years ago. Nobody cares when World War II ended. My great-grandfather he died in World War I. I told you that story. My great-grandmother her honor was salvaged by his brother who fought the Battle of Gouldsboro. World War I was 100 years ago. Monday. What day is this? Friday? 100 years ago Sunday. That's Armistice Day. When they signed the surrender in a railroad train car in Paris. It was neat. After the Germans invaded France in World War II, the French surrender was signed in that same railroad car, surrendering to the Germans. Yeah, lots of face slapping throughout history. Hey, Dave. We're just talking coins. I'm looking at pennies. People are watching along with it. Sometimes we find some neat stuff. Got a bump above the 5. And we're just rambling and talking. Let me flip this around just a little bit, move it around. Above the 5 looks like an extra bit. Okay, could be debris, could be shadow, could be a line, could be chewing gum. I think we're going to have to take a look. 54. Who's on the front on 54? There we go. First year of issue for the lovely lady. Neckline looks good. I'm going to take a look at that. World War II ended in 1945. Thank God. Nope, not raised. It's sunk in. Around the 5, at the top of the 5, where the bar moves over to the right, is a depression in the coin. Now, what would cause a depression in the coin? Well, there would have to be something keeping the metal from filling that space on the die. So, what do you got? Struck through. Could be grease, for example, in that spot, causing that little depression. Let's see if we can get that to focus a little bit better, right? Because it's not extra metal on the die usually that would take space out of the coin. Something would be between the die and the coin, so it doesn't fill that gap. Oh wow! Okay, maybe not. Oh, when I tilt it in this direction, it kind of looks like a 9 shape, right? Where the darker with my stick, where this darker shadow kind of reminds me of the inside of the 9. This general shape. I'm thinking, wow, is that a struck through number? That would be strange. That's a good spot for it. Okay, this one I'm going to save off to the side and mark it. Now, you get struck through numbers. Now, imagine, for example, you get some grease into, say, the gap in the die on the 9, right? And over time, you get some dust and gunk and little bits of metal get in there and pack it. And you get this solid piece in there. And then it falls out. Right? But it lands on the next coin and is struck through. You'd have, effectively, a struck through letter or number where this bit, and it seems to be rounded. I'll have to look at this under the scope, and comes to the 5 over here. It would fall out, and effectively it's a 9 that's just bouncing around in there. And if it's struck through the coin, you would have that depression. I'm going to save that one out. Some of these are pretty neat. That one's awfully hard to see, and that's not the best coin. Should have spotted our head somewhere. Bet you can find this stuff. People go through coins all the time. There's so much more than just picking out the dates in these things. Where's my pen? 1954. See the oh, what the hell was the date? Yeah. See the 5. There. I'll just write see the 5, and that'll be enough clue for me to figure it out. Spike? Go to bed, Trey. Trey's doing a show. What time are you doing a show tomorrow, Trey? He's doing a half-hour show. Let me look at the stand by. I'm going to load this up. Where are you? Here's the screen. I'm going to come over here. And it should be this. There it is. Trey, on what day are you? Sunday at 4 o'clock to 4:30. He's going to talk about collecting versus stacking. That'd be a nice foray. We got a new person doing a new show on this. Yeah. I lost my place. This it? No. That's Robert. They're still talking over on Robert's stream. Let me close that out. Yeah, so 4:30, that's Sunday. Don't miss him. And he's got his clue. 2,000 sticks of Land O'Lakes butter. That'd be 500 pounds at a quarter pound per stick. So no, it's not that. It might be 80 sticks, but it seems to be heavier on one side. I've been checking it. I didn't give it the density test. I didn't float it in water yet. I'll drop it in a tank a little later. A case of mayonnaise? That would be nice, huh? Imagine. Man, oh man. The most I've seen is like 50 pallets of mayonnaise. I could hear the angels chanting. Here's a 1964 brown circulated. Is it worth keeping? You know, you can actually melt these babies down. The U.S. no melt law does not apply to foreign coins. So these Canadian coins, you have melt value is included in these pennies. And yeah, they're good for, a couple and a half cents. No fooling. So there, you can stack copper right there. Okay, here it is. 20 pounds of peanuts for the pachyderm in your area. We're a pachyderm-free zone. We had to put signs up and the whole bit. We get these pits, put steaks in them. Every year we're going to take out the old steaks, put in new steaks. It's a pachyderm-free zone. No fooling. It's a big winner. S. Ross won. Congratulations, S. Ross. He cleaned up over there. What'd you get? 1893 Columbia $50. Those are neat. Those old commemorative halves, right? Before, 1960. Those are wonderful coins. You got low mintage on many of them. It's a little squished up. Well, I don't think I have a 1949, so now I do. Great design. Real interesting look. It's like a dish, a lot of them, the way they're formed. Strong relief. They flatten. They really press those coins together, so you get this dish shape inside the rim. And because it's thinner, you're able to get higher relief. So the design elements they're much more bold on those things compared to the George Washington $50 in 1982. And you find the relief there is it's very slight, very, it's almost like a Canadian coin. The relief is so slight. This might be the best 1968 I have. There it is. Okay, pop quiz, Professor PV. When was the 1893 Columbian Exposition struck? 1492. No? I would guess 1893. That's just a guess, though. I really can't back that up with knowledge. 92, 93, 94, somewhere around there. The latter part of the last century, or 2 centuries ago now. Here's your PhD. Correct. All right. Here's your sign. KG. That looks awful thin. You see what I'm talking about? These greasers. Now, is this a grease-filled die, or is it a worn-out die, or because these are very, very shallow to begin with, and you have elements of the design that are missing. So there's another possibility. It could be a polished die, and as you polish the die over time, you take off metal and the little devices stop being there. And you'll see that from time to time. On 1963, you got some polish marks under the wand, several stripes. Depending on how many lines there are, it can be called a harp or a guitar. And you'll get these. Now, what's that on the 9? We're going to have to look at that. That's probably a little die chip. They get die chips too. Yep, that's exactly what that is. I'm going to keep that one. That's too bad for the scratch right above it. Oh, don't touch it, don't touch it. Yeah, it's too bad for the scratch here, but we got a little die chip on the 9. Well, good. So we got a lot going on in this one. This is probably, I would say, an abraded die, just over polished. That's That's the simple answer. Another simple answer is it's filled with, crud, oil, grease, dirt, grime. And that's entirely possible. Hard to tell which. So there it is. Now, if you have that same effect, in other areas of coin, that can help tell you what it is. Let's look at the front here real quick. And, also maybe a weaker strike. Yeah, but you get everything. Look, you got dye deterioration here going on. It's dye deterioration doubling. Same things you find in American coins, you're going to find in Canadians. But dudes, there are so few people who could collect Canadian coins and inspect them for dye varieties. It's ripe territory. You want a new discovery? Check your Canadians. Check your foreigns. They are out there. Now, I don't see any other evidence here of the dye being over polished. Good places to look is in the bottoms of the leaves. Let's see where the veins would be down in the center here, right? Down in the center. And I've seen these where it's just, flat. All right, so if it's grease filled, they might not affect this. If it's over polished, I'd expect these areas to be flat. All right. So what's that going to be? Grease or polishing? What's the obsession with Canada? Oh, I'm just on a Canada kick. You never know what's going to go across the desk with coins. Geez, you could hunt for coins, or you could hunt for, for nice little values. And if you hunt for the values, well, geez, you don't know what it's going to be. Never. God, what's going to show up next? I thought these were a pretty good price, so I picked them up. I'm going to keep that one. I'll put it right here, along with those. There we go. Well, if you hunt for a specific date or a specific coin, okay, you don't know when they're going to show up, so you just keep a bunch of things on your list, and you'll find what you're looking for eventually. But I look for the right price, the right quantity, the right value, and because of that, we never know what's going to cross this desk. Did I put that away already? Where the hell did that go? Here it is. Someone was talking about these the other day. This one came in earlier. They wanted a stone mountain. I said, geez, I can hunt down a stone mountain. That's a little off center inside here. And it's a decent stone mountain. I'm looking at this real close, right? Geez, if I can see the strap going across the bottle, I get a pretty good coin. It's awfully close here, so I'm taking, all right, AU. I can probably get 55 to 60 bucks on this, okay? And, well, it's $45 for shipping. Well, people are talking about it. They seem to be pretty popular. It's in good shape. I can pick up an extra 5, 10 bucks. All right. Not a huge amount, but, $5 is worth my time. Even after PayPal fees and paying for shipping. I mean, look at our eagle's breast here. It's real good. Not a thing wrong with that. That's a higher end AU. Kind of grayish, kind of grungy. And then I go from being a flat photo, and I tilt it. And this appears. Well, I got a scratch. It goes from the edge over. No, I can't sell that for what I paid. The only way I can recover my investment is send it back. Can't do it. First off, if I sell that for what I paid, I'm ripping somebody off because this coin is damaged. All right, that's a darn shame. You know what that's from. That's a staple, every bit of it. There's a couple more marks up here that are may or may not be related. They're not straight as that one is. That one just got dragged across it. Ain't that a darn shame? Huh. That's a decent looking coin otherwise. Laid flat, you can't see that. You can take pictures of coins and not show issues with that coin. Just hide it in the glare, change the way the light bounces off, and then you send it out to somebody and they find out and you say, oh, this is screwed up. Dude, that's the best way to kill your little coin business. No. Boy, the reverse is great. This is really nice. There's almost nowhere on this. Maybe a touch on the on this rock here, just there to the northeast of Liberty. What? It just stopped. Okay, we're gonna have camera tribbles. Speaking of which, I'm taking close of that 1853 halftime. Frank found a halftime with doubling on the reverse. Now you got to realize a lot of times they would restrike the letters in some of those things. This is the camera has stopped. Let me play with this for just a minute. I got stuck. I can't move the mouse. There's so much crap on the desk. There we go. Go back over to it. Nope, that's stuck. All right. Deactivate it for now. And try reactivating it. See what that does. Nothing. Okay, that's going to crap out. Look, it's gone. I hate this computer. Tell me there's a computer in that box. I'll jump for joy. I'll name my first kid Hidden. You kidding? All right, try it again. Scope. Hit it and deactivate. There, I'll let it stay deactivated for a bit. Maybe this has something to do with it. Try it. Yeah, it made a noise. Made a good noise. Respond. I must have something running that's making this thing slow down. Oops. Activate. There. It's back. Good. All right. Well, that one goes back to its sender. No good. Ain't that a darn shame? Decent coin, screwed up forever. Oh, let's see. So anyway, Frank's coin looks doubled. Now, Paula had sent another coin. She had been turned on by Frank's doubled die. It has seated Liberty $50, and you can look at that and say, yeah, this is doubled. This baby is doubled. We actually have a picture of it up here on the. Oh, I'm going to load a page. Where is it? Screen. Okay, we'll go to the screen. We're going to go do the database. Where the hell is it? There you go, your database. And wait for it here. Make sure we can see it. I'm always moving stuff around here. Yep, there it comes. It's coming in. Real slow like. Hoo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Come on, hurry up. Okay, I'm going to kill some of these other screens. I don't need analytics up. I don't need the directory up. And I can take my blog down because we know where that is. Hopefully the link is below. Okay. One moment, please. It's been 10 minutes already. Come on. Okay. We had added in a couple more sections over here, but half-dime die variety is what Frank had. What was that? 1850 something? 1853? Yep. Was it an O? No, it was this one right here, 1853 arrows, and I named it SDDR number 1. Now, I can find no other references, no cross-references, but I got the pickup points are reverse letters, especially in half-dime, and you'll see it a little bit on some of the USA. But we have a US 5C 1853 arrows SDDR number 1, so double die reverse. And Frank took these pictures. And there it is. And if you can see it here, and I can actually expand the screen here. Let's see. This is going to be tricky. I'm going to grab this right there and expand it. Did that help any? Maybe. I'm going to move. I'm going to move over here. Go. What? Hey, what? Stop. Hey. Let me move here over there. Okay. Yeah, we got, how does this work? All right, there, we can see mostly it. All right, if you look, and I think you can see my mouse, at the corners of the H, right, at the corners of the A, at the corners of the L, all these letters have little split serifs. That's kind of slick. It's a little wider in some of these other letters, like the bottom of the A, for example. This is a double die. This is not repunched. Now they have taken a lot of these older coins, the dies, and well repunched the letters, especially on the half cents. I guess Paul had gone through and she looked at this and it turned around and she looked at some of the things she has, and we went through the book back here and couldn't find no we could not find a listing for a coin, but I could not decide if it was a double die or if the letters were repunched. We decided to settle on repunched because there was only a couple of letters. Well, anyway, there are old coins that you can find new varieties in. What the hell that 2 center I got go? What the hell is this? Okay, here's the dashboard. Let me move this back up. There's a scope. I'm going to blow my nose real quick. Here, you stare at me blowing my nose. There we go. And somewhere here is a 2 center. We just found a, I don't know what that is. What's this one? Is that it? What's the date? 18, no, that's that other one. That's okay, I can use it to zoom in. There, that's a decent looking twoie. What do you call them? A tour, a deuce, a 2 center, a 2 cent piece, a 2 cent shield. Whatever you like. What's this one? Oh no, that's not it. That's a 64. Well, we got a little bit of wee on that one. There must be another one here somewhere. What's up here? It's lost. How's this? Anybody know what I did with that? Is it under here? No. Oh, we lost the camera again. Don't move the computer. We'll lose the camera. Yep, we did. We did. All right, scope. Let me reactivate this. It's gone. Hopefully I'll find it one day. And these came in. To activate, try it again here. There. It's back. All right, what the hell are these? 1918S. Bunch of dollars. No, half dollars. These showed up. Oh, the price was right. Babe, where's my thingy? Baby, where's my thingy? What's this? Well, that sure is shiny. I'll leave it right over here. Well, they're in lower grade, you know, good, very good. This one's got a couple of marks on it somewhere. But the price is right. Well, somebody needs some 1918S half dollars. So I figured I'd pick them up. Let me move this up. Okay. If you lose that box, you're in big trouble, mister. It ain't going nowhere. Staying right there. Walkers. Yeah, I got a bunch of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess 6 of these 1918S's. And a couple of them are better. All right. Do something with them. But they're pretty much in good, very good. Yeah. You get in there and, you know, scope them out. First thing you got to do, check every darn one of them. There you go. Yeah. Just add them to the stack, which is pretty much the entire desk. It's one big darn stack. It's a trolley from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Yeah. Okay. The box. Give me a hint of what's in the box. I'll tell you what's in it, but you missed it. Tell me again. Be explicit. I mean, I can open the thing right now, but everybody's thinking, I'm going to watch the show tomorrow. I got to watch so I can find out what's in the damn box. There's another 18S. What's going on with the S? We got to look at that. Oh, we better look at that. This is what I do. I look at coins all freaking day long. Sometimes I play chess. S has a tail. S has 2 tails. Let's look at the rest of the coin. I'm thinking it's die deterioration. That's what I'm thinking. I don't see any extra thickness on the S. Looks like a bit of compression on the very tip of it over there on the right. Looks normal. Soap refills. Well, when you run out of soap or when you get on your soap box, it's good to have soap. Person should have some soap. RPM? No, I don't think it's an RPM. I didn't see any evidence of that. You go through a lot of coins and you'll pick up the ability, the experience. It'll tell you, okay, give this more attention, discard it. You'll be better able to tell if it's any good. And this is a little better. So you've got a better gap in here. It's still, you know, pretty well worn, but this is starting to take some shape. This on this magnification is nothing. Good solid sound rim. We started to get some stars here. Yeah, we got a better detail in the on the branches in here. And this is a little soft here. And a full date. Let's look at the back on that one. Yeah, decent sound rim. There's the S, and is that the same one we looked at, or is that a different one? It also seems to trail off just a bit. Well, I didn't get 2 identical RPMs in the batch. I'm sure of it. But it's in better shape. All right, that'll probably take an extra couple of dollars. Well, good. We got those. Flat-breasted. No one liked flat-breasted anything. Nothing there, dude. She looks like a 15-year-old boy. Oh, well. No matter. We'll have those around. We'll show them off and talk about them. See, all we have to do is keep secret, is talk about it in chat. Huh? I'm going to have to go back and watch this whole show over. Now, if I would have typed that, lifetime supply of batteries, it's a new air compressor for my girlfriend. Yep, it's a Rashida Miller blow-up doll. Woohoo! That's right. Rashida's going to become part of the vernacular around here. I decided to tell you what's in the box. It's a robot we programmed to constantly organize your coin area. As long as it can bend over and pick stuff up. That's probably where that 2-center went, really. It's down there somewhere. Problem is, it has a glitch, so it never organizes them the same way twice. It's okay, neither do I. As long as they're on the table, I got a chance. Third time might be a charm. Catnip? Nope. Well, actually, there are 2 new cats outside. There's a couple of gray cats. Yeah, they ripped the hell out of the trash can. Oh, for Christ's sakes. I got most of that up. What's going on the bottom of Canada? Do we have to look at that? That looks like something drove over it. But we'll give it a look. It's a Mecha PV. It's Techno Trousers. Yep, that's been drove over. That's all that is. How's the 6? 6 looks good. Nothing on the 1 cent. All right, go around the edges. You know, you do it 1,000 times, 10,000 times. You know what to look for. You know what to look for and where to look for it. You look at those little beads. Look at the little balls on the top of her crown. They're distinct shapes, and if there's any deviation from that that shape that you're so familiar with, that's when you say, that's funny. I better keep that or something, or give it more attention. Looks like a little MD on the E, perhaps. Yep. Now, I find a common mistake people do is they find some, you get that guy, it's his first time with a loop. Ooh, I got some doubling here. Look, it's a double die. And he goes through a whole roll of coins. He's got 16 double dies. Oh, man. Look, I found 16 double dies. I'm rich. All right, or you get the one who says, what's this error? I got an error. Is this a mint error? What kind of mint error is this on the G? Oh, Oh, God. Make the assumption that it's damage. Where'd that one with the clash go? Or the lamb? Here it is. Make the assumption that it's damage, and then prove your case. The G, that's damage, right? It's been plowed up. Something dragged across the coin, or the coin is dragged across something else. And that contact dragged that metal, and you get raised ridges. If I put the shadow on that just right, you should be able to tell you get raised areas. Well, to raise up metal, you've got to have a space. You've got to have a void in the die. That's nothing. And over here, I got this weird thing going on. What is going on? The shape of this is like a mirror of the shape of the top half. I can turn this sideways, and it'd be like an open book. Where the hell to go, right? Where the two leaves come together and form a book. One piece has been folded over. It's been removed. It's a delamination. It's peeled up and laid open. If it looks like a book, chances are it's probably a lamination. But go with the assumption of damage first, and you probably won't go wrong. But the people, they say, oh, geez, I got this mark on a coin. It's a new variety. It's a new error. I have to show everybody in the world right now. Give me my camera, baby. We're going to take a picture of this and put it online right now. Oh, God. Well, there's nothing wrong with taking pride in what you're doing. She said, ow. Any errors on the young heads? Yeah, there's one. This is an error on a young head. Now, lamination is an error. It's a flaw with the planchet. And errors are unique. Die varieties are repetitive. You get lots of die varieties because the die keeps making pennies. Every time it stamps out another penny, mints another coin, it's identical. But an error, they're unique. It's one of a kind. And in this one, we have some other, if we look at the whole coin, we have some more lamination issues here. And was there another one somewhere? I think, I don't know, whatever it is. And I could probably wipe that with my finger and try to clean that up some. Yeah, that's been circulated 1,000 times. You're not going to hurt it by touching with your finger. Dude, my life is an error. Sorry, man. Dr. Kevorkian, he died naturally. Go figure. One of them things. Funny Rick. The doctor knows best. Trust me. Yep, that there's a flapper is what they call it. And it comes out of the flapper valve. It's part of the minting machine. If he says, ow, she's going to want more. Yep. My Rashida doll. I can blow my nose again. Let me fold this real quick. Yeah, it's hay fever season down here in Florida. He did not die naturally? I don't know how he died. Look, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick, so bear with me just a moment. I'll let you look at this girl for the heck of it. I'll be right back. Besides which, I'll fill up my coffee. There. Oh, I'll get rid of this. Alrighty, where are you? Where are we? So there's an error. Kind of minor. Will anyone have a funny? Not just a box, but the damn box. That damn box I tripped over 3 times, cut my finger on it. It's cursed. What are you going to do? Well, Hidden made me promise. Promise to open it live. Okay, I'll open it live. Geez, I'm live right now. Lizzie with a lamb. Yeah, you get him. What's this one? Hey. There's what's his name? George 5. All right. What do we got? We got some striations here. All right. This is a gouge, different direction from the striation, but this looks to be well, a damaged coin. See, I've got some cruddy frig up over here. That's pounded in. This area here is flatter. From this area to this area is flat. And this is flat. And this is kind of flattened out. Something pounded this. That took some compression. How many stitches? 47. On the back, we got the 1932. Look for the dot. Anytime you see 32, look for the dot. Or is it 36? We'll check them all. That's a little damage over here. And kind of, yeah, that one just had a rough life, poor fella. Now these striations, I tend to think, first off, it reminds me of a lamination peel. But also, if I take that and drag it across something really rough, I can get the same sort of issue. Judging by the fact that this coin is frigged up to begin with, as you can see with all these, damage marks, I'd say this coin is, yeah, these striations are a result of damage. All right. Well, we'll put that in somebody's sack when it goes out. Somebody get a 32. Cindelicious, the 2 pachyderms you have from me, are they coins or banknotes? Coins. They got these old tokens, elephant tokens. They're colonial in nature. Ooh, this is a good one. Ooh, okay, watch this. Compare the rim from one side, right? Nice tidy little rim, to the other side. You got, it's wider, right? Got more breadth to it, and a secondary raised rim. A little bit of fin. All right. That, I'll use that as an example of tomorrow's show. Good. Now on the other side, that rim is pretty consistent all the way around. You follow me? Maybe a little thinner down in this area. That's a misaligned die. Okay, I gotta take a pill here. Nope, I gotta blow my nose first. Ah. And take a pill. This has to stop. They don't taste very good. I must be full. There. So that's a misaligned die. They're mostly lined up. What is that? Spider. Dead spider. Linus and Blanket from the Peanut Gang. Alright, this is misaligned or off center. That is slightly off center, but not enough to. Oh, I got to turn it sideways. Alright, this section down here is very thin of the rim. Over here, it's much thicker. Now I'm going to take that same point, which would be here on the coin, and again, it's very, very thin, and across from it is the widest part. So that's just a hair off center. Oh, good. I'm going to keep that one. Give me a piece of paper. But just a hair. How can you blow your nose and 10 seconds later you're going to blow your nose again? This is so unfair. There we go. Yeah. Over time, you know, you talk about coins, you look at coins, you watch people talk about coins, you watch people looking at coins, talking about what they're looking at. You just pick up this information, and over time, you'll learn more and more over time. It's a process. There's no such thing as knowing everything all at once. Thin side, thick side. Thin side, thick. Well, kind of normal. Maybe that's a bit off center, misaligned, but not much. And you pick up this information, and with every bit you pick up, you become, you know, more experienced, more trained, and you're better able to find things yourself. Okay, computer's doing something here. What's going on? Stop. There, it stopped, I think. Don't encourage him, Lincoln. What's he gonna do? I have a name for your new book. How many ways can you look at a penny? Dude, it's all repetition, right? You want to find them, you got to go through every damn penny out there. You don't have to go through every penny. I mean, the grungy ones that are screwed up, you can just, you know, send them packing right away. Ain't no point to those. This looks pretty normal. Here's a shiner. Look how shiny this one is. Boy, it looks a lot shinier until you put it under this camera. There's a bunch of these lustrous young heads in this bag. What's the date here? 64. I'm looking above the 4. It's not a hanging 4. Yeah, same thing, same kind of thing where it's probably a little bit of water damage. That's probably why these are in here. Well, that's no problem. Here's what it looks like over here. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. What's that penny? I don't know. Let's get that out. That's what the tapping noise is, me trying to get a penny out. All right. What's that one? That's a wheat. Da-da-da. See that? So here's the Canadian. And it's got a few little light spots and blemishes. Here's a wheat penny. It's got a few little light spots. You know what those little dots are, right? That's a fingerprint. Let's turn them over. Okay, 64 in the Canadian. And what's this one? That's a pretty penny. 1939. Not so much as a touch of wear, but here's what we're talking about, right? Getting them without these little streaks and fingerprints and blemishes. And there's a little spot, and this is what, a little carbon spot, for example. And if I tilt this, you might see maybe there's a contact mark here. This is a beautiful shape. Okay, right on his chin, you get a little contact mark on his chin. I get the light right, you can see it. It brightens up. And if I change it again, it darkens up. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Let's look at that in person. There we go. Yeah. But when your collection is full of these shiny ones, that's a good looking set. It's a beautiful 1939. Yep, just look at the Wheaties did for Bruce Jenner. That was a choice. The way I understood it, you had an X chromosome and a Y chromosome, you're a boy. That's the way I understood it. Did we change science? Did that stop having any meaning? Why? Where? What the hell? Look, man, you want to use the ladies' room? You go right ahead, but you might want to ask the next next person over whose 8-year-old is already in the ladies' room. What the hell is that? That looks pretty good. How's trust look? Whatever, man. You want to I like the one lawsuit. This guy, he's like 78 years old, and he wants to identify as being 20 years younger. I'm thinking, dude, you're going to lose your Social Security. I identify as a much younger man. Well, go ahead, go pick up teenage chicks. You know, down in Cancun, they're 18, 19. Yeah, just show them your wallet. You'll pick them right up, I'm sure. All right, nothing special about that one except it's pretty. All right, let's get these put up. Surgery doesn't change DNA. No? How do you do? Whatever, man. Look, I got no problem with gays. I've been working with gays since, I was 18. They usually do pretty good work, right? But then you got the gay who's, wild about it. Okay, work with them too. Geez, we worked with this one guy. What the hell, Lucian? And he said, "Hey man, come down to Benjamin's. We're having there's a whatever the hell a parade, and the beers are $1." Hell yeah, we're there. Well, there's a gay bar. All right. Well, the beers were $1, but they didn't bother us because we weren't gay. Well, then comes a lingerie show, and here they come. First in line is Lucian, and he looked good. Dude. Well, that's his thing. My thing was $1 beer, so it all worked out. But do you hate people because they think differently? Because there's about 7 billion other people in the world who you're going to have to start hating right now. Do you hate them because they behave differently? Well, I think our uniqueness is what sets us apart. You don't follow people because they're normal. You don't follow people because they're the same as everyone else, because really there's nothing there. But I also don't follow them because they're freaks. Look, Wheaties didn't make your boobs grow. Whatever. Look, we're going to drop this whole line of conversation. An 8-year-old lady. Well, they got a P2. I identify as Orkin. Nanu, nanu. You could probably get a visa for that. Go talk to the UN, and yeah, they'll identify you as a alien planetary invader or some darn thing. What does a wheat cent got to do with anything? Dude, wheat cents are wonderful. They make your life full and complete and robust. What you got here? See anything stands out? No, nothing. So anyway, what we were talking about before, the repetition and redundancy and routine and learning. This looks pretty normal. A lot of scratches on that one. Yep. I identify as what's in the box, man. What's in the box? It's heavier on one side. So I'm thinking whatever was packed into it is a little smaller than the box. In which case it's about the size of a hot air popcorn popper. Okay, right here. You see this right in here? You get a little bit of the leaf is kind of gone. See a flatter bottom. And these are kind of standing up because they're just scuffed off a little bit. This is a sign of over abrasion. And I bet you that's what it was on that earlier coin. See how the KG, the bottom of the G, the top points are a little thinner than normal? Are you trying to suggest we sent you a lopsided box? No, the box is perfectly normal. But the contents of the box identify as being heavier on one side. You can't have a round box. I'm a bad man. There you go. See how the G, the bottom of it, is so much thinner than all the other parts of both of those letters? That's a indicator of over polishing. And if you look at the details in the leaves, those bottom grooves tend to get flattened out quite right along with it, and they shine a bit more. Here, Seems like we have a flat spot in there. And watch your little details. The points, for example, Lisa, those can dry up, if you will, if it's over polished. But I don't see anything in that. Well, you know, he's particular about packing. Oh, I'm all over it. You know, you got a heavy box, write down heavy or something. I don't have any heavy stickers. SJ says they'll give them to you. Well, okay, I keep asking. Get any of those heavy stickers? No, man, they all weigh the same. All right, let me know if you get any heavy stickers. This looks normal. Let's look at the back. 68. Okay, this replaces my earlier 68 as being a better one. See, the KG's gone. It's like a KC. But I don't have any other abrasion missing. All right. Everybody's laughing? I hate it when people point at me and laugh. I get so paranoid. Stop it. I'll get even with all of you. That's how the atom bomb was invented. They used to beat up Einstein and take his lunch money. He says, "I'll get evens with you." Boom. Yeah. They don't bother him anymore. I wonder if boxes have "Don't Label Me" support groups. Wow. I have a shipping company, but I have a problem with labeling boxes. Dude, you're out of business already. I just love round boxes. They're so round. When I was, I don't know, I must have been 9 years old, right? Just about, yeah, mid-70s thereabouts. We had got some grass seed for somebody had some grass seed left over. My father comes home, he's got these 2 tubes of grass seed. Okay, well, we got to spread them around the yard because what? We want to mow more. We get this giant line of trees down on the property line, right? I mean, we're climbing them every freaking day. We were monkeys back then. And you know, the leaves fall, and you get 6, 8, 9, 10 inches of leaves. We got to rake them up. If we don't rake them up, it kills all the grass. Of course, there's not much grass because of all the shade. So he comes home with some grass seed, and we're going to spread it so we can grow more grass. Because it's important to have a crop that serves no function. I mean, we're just going to mow it, leave it. Mow it, leave it. All right, that's what we do. This is just hard to see when they're so splotchy. And if it was uniform brown or uniform luster, you could see things easily. There's your regular KG. See how thick that side is? 79. There was a design change in 79. Anyway, they were in these tubes. They were probably, you know, 3. They seemed a lot longer back then, but I was only, you know, 3 foot tall or something. And I got the great idea, you know, geez, I can crawl on those and roll downhill. And we did. Dude, it was the most fun we ever had. We had a round cardboard tube. That's something. And we can climb inside, and it smells like grass. No big deal. And roll down the hill. And if we hit something, it's okay, because it's a pretty stiff tube. Oh, we got one. We got one. Okay, you ready? Right above the 2, we got a hanger. We got a clash mark right above the 2. Did you see that as fast as I did? And let's get the light and angle and focus on it just right. And this is Elizabeth's chin. Just above that 2. And this is called a hanging 2. And sometimes over here on this leaf below it, you have the back of her neck, where all those little hairs stick out, you know, you've seen her. And you get a secondary clash over there. And this one's usually low. I think this might be there, coming off that point on the leaf. Boy, it's just barely there. But it's on the 2. It's a clash mark is what it is. And a hanging 2. But you check that on all your letters, or excuse me, on all your coins, that 4th digit. That's where that lines up. Okay, well, good. We keep that one. They'll get, you know, $2, $3, $4, $5 if they're in beautiful shape. What's this one? Filthy. Let's get these going. Okay, so we got the tube and we're rolling the hill. We got a little hill at our house. And, you know, when you're 4 years old, that's a big hill. But, you know, it's in town. We got probably, what, a 1/4 acre. You know, good yard. That's what it is. It's not a field. It's a yard. Don't see anything there. And you could roll for, you know, 20, 30 feet. And then you hit the trees. Boink. Huh. Well, you know, back in Maine, there are some big hills that we knew of. And the steepest one I knew was right behind the library downtown. So, okay, here I am, walking downtown. It's like, you know, 50 miles, it seems like. Probably a mile downtown, dragging this tube, right? This grass cardboard tube with me. Just minding my own business, because this is what, you know, 9-year-old kids do. They walk across town carrying a cardboard tube. That's what I did anyway. I identified as a tubesman. It's a pretty decent looking one. Most of it's luster. I'd say this is red-brown. I got to the top of the hill behind the library, and I'm looking down this slope, and it looks like a cliff. I mean, it's a steep hill, man. There's a stairwell back there, and it's got like 200 steps on it. It's a good, long, steep hill. So I got down and put my tube, lined that up, and backed in. And all I had to do was let go of the ground, and I'm a rolling baby. And it starts off slow, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be fun. And then you get to the point where you're pulling G's, because you're just revving right up. It's like a freaking windmill. So I'm rolling down the hill. I'm pinned to the side of this freaking silo, this cardboard tube. Down to the bottom of the hill, they got a statue. And we're rolling and rolling and rolling. My brother's got a tube. I got a tube. We're rolling and rolling and rolling. We're both pinned to the side of this. We can't move our arms. We're just stuck. You ever been on the ride in that fair? She has a long neck like a giraffe. She's got a face like a giraffe, too. Poor thing. That's a decent looking one, but I don't see anything there worth keeping. And we hit that fucking statue. Bonk, bonk. Both of us come to an immediate stop. And then you really pull some G's. Because we were probably doing 30 miles an hour when we got to the bottom of that hill. We're spinning around. I mean, what? You got a tube was probably 15 inches across, maybe 18 inches across, because we were kind of small. We fit in there. So we might have been 15 inches across. I remember my pants were like 26 when I was in 8th grade. Now I got 36s, and they're loose. Oh, look, another one right there. Do you see that? Look for that little flash right above the 3. And you'll see there's a tilt the coin. You get that one line flash there. Then you tilt in the other direction. See if you get another flash there. That's a hanging 3. So we got a hanging 2 and a hanging 3. We found all of them so far. From hanging 0 from 60 to 64. There, that's a keeper. And all the blood's rushing to the back of our heads. We can't see nothing. We're just going for the ride. But let's see if it's a foot and a half across. You get about a 3 foot on the outside of the thing. You figure the first 100 feet of the hill, we're doing maybe a maximum of 15 miles an hour. But the bottom of the hill, we're pulling 30 miles an hour. So 15,000 feet per minute. But in, you know, the last 30 feet is, you know, 3 seconds. We're spinning around 10 times a second in these things. Woo! Nuts. Hey, we're okay with that. We come out perfectly normal. Well, I did, at least. He's kind of screwed up. That's a decent looking 61 here. Look at this. We got some little contact marks over here on the right. Not much for streaks and stains. Okay, there's one. I spoke too soon. Yeah, there's math you can apply to that stuff. Yeah, centrifugal force. Now, fast forward, 15 years. I'm in college, and we're in one of the labs. Of course, we're drunk. It's college. It's what we did. And this guy's showing us. We're talking to this one guy. He says, "Dude, you got to come down to the lab, see what we're doing. Dude, you got to check this out." And so we took some beers and went down to the lab. And they got what's called an ultrafuge. All right, now, this is like a centrifuge, but it spins at, instead of 100 times per minute, like, thousands of times per second. It makes this sound. It's moving. And all I'm thinking of was, this is just like when we were doing that thing back at the library. That's a decent looking, whatever year it is. Here we go. We'll send that out. And the guy takes a mouse, puts it in a tube. He weighs it, right? And he takes another tube and adds water so it's of equal weight. Lifts the lid of this thing. This is a living mouse, little thing, stuffed in a tube. Got some water, balances it, puts one of these tubes, and they're stainless steel tubes, and they got a view window, little window down one side. Rodent layer cake, dude. He turns that thing on, runs it for 10 minutes. 100,000 turns per minute. Crazy thing. And slows it down. It's got a brake. Takes it out, and we look at it, and you see there's this white line. That's his fur. Right? Then there's this kind of a grayish line. It's calcium. Then you get this dark brown line. Well, that's the iron from its blood. This rodent layered. That's what happens. We should have layered back at the library. I'm thinking, because we were close. Not quite close enough. Man, I don't know how we survived childhood. What's going on here? Nothing. That's just a regular old circulated Lizzie with some grime. 63, nothing above the 3. No flash. Okay, nothing there. What's that crud? I don't know. Crud. Hard to say. But everything that ever happened to this coin is still on it. Might be just a hint. You got to do forensics to realize what happened to it. But there's a million. You get a million coins. You got a million different things that can happen to a coin, and never repeat. 76. That's a little wider on the lettering. I'm back. Yeah, we're still here. We're just talking about ultrafuges and mice, and how to separate bone from iron. It can be done. Dave's here, man. There it is. And we survived childhood. Now, back when I was growing up, I was in Maine. We had all these Canadians come through because, they get stuff. They get on a bus and they go to Maine to go shopping. Because in Canada, I guess there are no stores in Canada or something like that. Or at least there weren't back then. I mean, it's the 70s. And they spend their Canadian money. And we'd have all this Canadian coins just circulating, at par with U.S. coins. Didn't matter. Except the vending machines wouldn't take it. Here's George. But I want to look at the G. Yep. Okay, Georgius. So it's Latinized. Now follow me. Georgius, because they use the V instead of the U. Well, wouldn't that be George the Uwe? George Uwe? No. That's the DG Rex. And you got DG Regina. Okay, Rex is king. Regina is queen. Et, Ind, imp. And India, emperor. But she doesn't get the emperor, ender, whatever the hell, because they went solo in 1947. So no more emperor of India, because George done screwed that up. Thanks, George. You should have subdued that, put down that rebellion when they had a chance. Well, they were busy at the time. Okay, let's look at the top of this here. Yeah, that's a die crack. That's a good one, too. Okay. Now, this is the kind of thing you'd find on coins in Canada. I wonder if we can find that. Let's look that one up. No pizza tonight? Man. My girlfriend was going to send me a pizza. I'm going to load up a page. We're going to go to coins in Canada here. Let's see if we can load this. Okay, screen. Here's the screen. CoinsInCanada.com. And ain't doing a darn thing. Let's make sure we can see it. Okay, there's coins in Canada. I'm going to go to Canadian coins, price values. And this will load for a week. Okay, 1 cent. What the hell was the date on this? I looked. It's George. It's 52. This is a 43 is what it is. I get some lint here. Let's get rid of that. Okay, 1943. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? In this grade, this is probably fine to very fine. 3/4 of this price because it's Canadian dollars. Okay, this says, 10 cents to a quarter perhaps. Okay, 1943, 10 cents to a quarter, thereabouts. Now, we're looking for a die crack. We get a die chip in the king's hair, die chip near the left leaf, die chip in the 4, die clashes, die clashes, die clashes, die crack between D and G. What's ours? It's gone. We got a die crack, right smack through the G. Ooh, that's a spike head. Okay, die crack in the G. Screen. Between the D and the G. Above the D, above the left leaf. Die crack after the G, after the M, after P. Between D and G, between G and E of George. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Let's just find G. Die crack on the first G of George. I need the plain G all by itself. Okay, I don't see it. Die crack under the king. Die crack on both sides. From DE, from DI to the king's nose. Between G and E. No. Goes through the G. Well, I don't have any matches. I'd have to go through each one of these and look for a match. Okay, if you get a new one, you can send it in. How many have we got here? 89 million? What's that equivalent to in American coins? Like 1953D or something? 98% copper, a little bit of tin, some zinc, 3 1/4 grams, just slightly heavier than US coins. And about the same size, but a little bit bigger by 0.05. All right, non-metallic. All right, there, we have a new find. That's a new one, as far as I can tell. Any other cracks? I got 100 of them listed. Okay, I'll get some photos off and send that in. Okay, 1943. Crack. G. Yep. This is where all my flips go. Sometimes I really hate my own sense of humor. Not me. I laugh my ass off over here. You guys are watching somebody else's stream. I'm just sitting here laughing my ass off. I give you a toonie. What? Yeah, we had fun as kids. I never grew up. Here's a 19... Well, the energy that's going to take to separate the tin and zinc from the copper is far more than the cost, the value that you're going to get from the copper. It's still cheaper to dig it out of the ground and melt down these old pennies, unless you're going to melt them down and use them in something else. But separating tin and zinc, it ain't going to happen, baby. It's an okay looking 83. I'm so going to a bad place for laughing so hard at that visual. I missed something. Let me scroll back up just a little bit. We used to tie a ribbon to chicken's tail, and the chicken would run itself to death, thinking a snake was chasing it. Man, you ever put tape on a cat's paw? All right, put it on his head, he's going to back up. Man, those poor chickens. Them poor cats. Man, we terrorize cats. Put a bell on their tail, and that cat's just going to run all over the house. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, the pillow's taking effect. I can tell. Nothing on the 2. I don't see any slash. Nope. Fairly typical looking. Okay, I'm looking at the 1. At the bottom of that 1. 1962 is the date. So make sure you check the bottom of that 1. Because you get these little polish marks. We should be able to see it at this level of magnification. But I'm not seeing it. Okay, now I'm seeing things. Let me flash it around. Nope, nothing there. Maybe just the slightest bit of a trail from the one corner. Nah, nothing there. Too bad. I was hoping I'd be rich. I need a new truck. Mo copper, mo better. Well, there's nothing wrong with copper. A lot you can do. I mean, if you could melt it down, they're still handy, right? It is. You can use it for all kinds of stuff, artwork, that sort of thing. You can come up with a market if you can melt the darn things down. And here you can. Well, what's a pound of copper worth to you? A couple of bucks. I mean, get old cords, chop them off appliances, right? Pull apart old motors, get the windings out, throw them on the fire. That'll take care of all the insulation on the wires. And the wiring, yeah, that's a much better grade of copper. But the Canadian pennies, you can melt them down and make your own copper bars, and then it's blacksmithy after that, and you can turn it into stuff. Who was it? Coin Man 5000 takes, I don't know where he gets it, silver and copper, and he melts it down and pours bars right there live. I thought those were pretty interesting. I was watching those shows. He's done a bunch of them. Of course, he'll sell off the bars he pours. What's that on her head? Is that normal? Where are you? Okay, that seems to be a normal part of the design, is that hair. All right. We must be on the same meds. Let's all take our meds. Yeah, that's a hair. Anything in the back? 75? But, I mean, YouTube, you got everything there. You can see how to pour the metal, how to pound it out, how to blacksmith it into a bowl or a cup or a fork. And, geez, you can make your own neat stuff. And I think that's a better value than trying to melt it down and get the melt value. Sell off the darn things. It's just the energy that goes into melting the copper. And then if you want to make any money, you're talking you got to handle tons of the stuff. What are you going to make? 50 cents a pound? Boy, that'd be a great deal if you could make 50 cents a pound. 163 a pound. If you can sell it for $2.10 a pound, right? That'd be great. And then anything extra you get pays for the energy, the fuel to melt the darn things down. Here's one of them. You got that funny rim on there, multi-sided. Well, 50 cents a pound means I would want to make, you know, 200 pounds to make it worth my day. Jesus, that's a lot of lugging, isn't it? That's a lot of heavy lifting. I did the math. You know, you can do aluminum and you can take aluminum cans down to the recycle shop. Not every place has the bottle law, right, where you get a refund for your cans. You go to a store, you buy a soda, they charge an extra 5 cents. And when you take the can back, you get your nickel. Well, back in the day, you know, that was good money. Jeez. We'd go collect 6 or 7 cans. We'd play, you know, video game, get a piece of candy. It was worth it. Now it's a lot of work. In the states that don't have the bottom deposit, you can get those cans taken to the recycle center, and they'll take them, right? Hey, Shelly, they'll take them. You get, you know, 2-3 cents a can, whatever. Aluminum price isn't that high. So it takes like 30 cans to come up with a pound. Are you serious? You know, for 75 cents? What's going on there? Anything? Nah. Yeah. What do you think? Let's look at it. Is it crud? Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, well. So much for that. Nope. It was like crud or some darn, like, flea crotch. I don't know what it was. Just doo-doo. Gets on the coins. Yeah. You saw those recycling guys, they come and get the aluminum. That's a lot of driving, a lot of work, and a lot of hauling to try to make a, you know, make a buck. Well, you could do iron. That's even worse. You get what, $30 a ton or some ungodly. You know how much lifting that is? Up at the plant, we take all our metal, you know, all the scrap metal, and throw it in a big bin, and they'd move that stuff out by the ton. And what a freaking lot of work. Well, they get these trucks and they get these giant hoppers that'll hold, you know, 50 tons or some outrageous amount. And, you know, it's worth it at that volume. Be sandwiches in there and stuff. That'll burn up. Anything wrong with her here? She looks pretty right. It's much more lucrative before 2-liter bottles became a thing. There were cans everywhere. Yeah. We used to walk home from school because we'd stay late to play on the chess team. And on the way, of course, you got a backpack. On the way, you see a can. It's worth it to walk into the weeds and grab that can because it's a nickel. Geez, you got 10 cans, and that's a hamburger at McDonald's. Dude, we fed McDonald's all kinds of money. We stopped in a store on the way home. There's a pizza shop on the way home. They took cans back because that's the law. So the guy who's going to make your pizza is handling your filthy cans. Geez, I hope they got soap. I got a case of it over here, I guess. All right. But now, you know, if you want to collect those cans and get 3 cents for them, you got to smash them down, and you need what? 30,000 cans would be 1,000 pounds, $600 to make it worthwhile, and then you need a trailer to haul it all up to the, you know, the recycle center. That'd be a nice haul. I did the math, right? How much was it? Somewhere on the order of $125,000 a year for all the cans that would come into this county. Right, 60 something thousand people. and however many cans per capita. But we don't have that bottle. We don't have a can redemption deposit in this county, so it all goes to the landfill. Well, if all you did was collect the cans and use them for a scholarship, right? You could send, what, a dozen kids to school every year, for all 4 years. They're paid for 4 years off what you can pull out of these cans. A dozen kids. Or, pretty much 50 kids with almost all their tuition paid. You got 150 a year graduating. We could pay a third of the college for a year. No, wait, let me say this right. We could take a third of the kids from the high school up here and pay their tuition for a year if we just saved our cans. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Of course, it's a lot of work to gather all those cans. How about we make the kids do it? You want to come home from school, you bring some cans with you. They throw them away. And the kids use a lot more cans than the rest of us, so, most of them are going through the high school anyway. Well, if you did that, I'm sure the school would want a piece of the action to cover some sort of expenses or supplement the school bill or whatever the hell it is. We'll just take that from the kids. Politicians. What if they wash those trucks off and get enough ultrafine aluminum powder in there and boom. I think it would take a lot more to. They're not really dusty. They're in can form. Only if it's mixed with iron oxide in the proper amounts. Yeah. Thermite. What's the recycle value on thermite? But anyway, that's what we throw away in the value of aluminum cans. Enough to, to support a pretty good percentage of the kids in the local high school. Because I'm using, statistics. I, dug up how many people in the county and how many cans, we sell the nation, what the population of the nation is. It's like 50 billion cans or something. So you figure, $20 per person per year is what it works out to. Of course, some kids, some people use more cans. Beer cans, soda cans, Monsters, whatever the heck you got. And this would be everywhere, except where they have the, the redemption laws. The deposits built in. Boy, that's almost worth it, isn't it? You want, what you want cheap, you want free college? Go get some cans. And it's free. All you got to do is collect enough cans, and it can be done. Ball milled. Watch a few vids on that. I love ball mills. Now, up in Andersonville, Georgia, there's the cemetery. It's called the Andersonville Cemetery. It's the POW cemetery. Back during the Civil War, it was a prison, and they put 30,000 prisoners in this place, 6 acres. And the conditions were miserable. The food was insignificant. They hung the commandant after the war. 13,000 people died. 13,000 prisoners died, and they buried them all in the cemetery. Right next door to that property is Anderson Minerals. Okay. Now, apparently the clay that they dig up is really good dirt. They got really good mud. And so they set up a mineral plant, and they got all these ball mills. They dig up the clay, they sort it, they sift it, right? And they squeeze it into these tubes, like the size of a pencil. They put it like a Play-Doh machine, squeeze it out. And it's like these little, tube-sized clay. Really good clay. And when they need it, they, take it and pulverize it and grind it into dust. And they use it for, say, cosmetics, right? Or the filler in some pills or some darn thing. That's really good quality clay. So anyway, they take these things, depending on what they're making that particular day, and they're going to put it in a ball mill to bash it. Now imagine a steel drum, right? 20 foot wide, right? Say 10 foot across, right? There's your 10 foot, full with these little balls, really freaking crazy dense balls. They're ceramic balls. And the whole lining inside this this can is made with tile, same sort of ceramic tile as the balls, really dense. So they'll take that pounding, and they don't. They're so darn dense, dude. You can't cut them with a freaking wet saw. Yeah, that's what these ball mills is. So they put the clay in there and seal it up, and just roll that baby and roll it and roll it, roll it, and they run it for 4 days to get it to the right consistency, and everything's powdered. And they line it up just right, open the hash, and spill it all out, and they run it through a screen. So they take the balls and just put them right back in. I guess they wash them first. I don't know. All right. My company, what we did, we had a contract. We'd go up there and every now and then do maintenance on those cans, on those ball mills. And you've got to rip them out, rip the tile out. The balls are no problem. They fall out. We don't do those. We did the tile lining. And that stuff, that's put in with this 2-part epoxy as the mortar. And it's like this nuts glue. It's like super glue from hell, this stuff. You got to mix that up. Smells like fish when you mix this stuff. And you go in and apply it. You just spread it like mortar, put your tile in place, and put in, spread it and put in your next one. And they were interlocking tiles. But when it's time to take them out, we got to take this bar with, just burners sticking out of it. And you get a 20-foot long bar with, several burners. And we hook it up to a propane tank and just burn this thing. Burn it. I mean, cook that until it's smoking. Because the resin would break down under, really extreme heat. I mean, the outer shell of this can it's bright red. Dude, it's glowing. And we turn it, burn it for a while, turn it and burn it for a while. All right. So for 6 or 8 hours, all we're doing is, watching this freaking thing burn. And they're paying us for it. It's okay with me. Yep. Time for another tank. Put more fuel in and burn this thing out. It stunk to high heaven. Just the stink of it. We'll probably all get cancer. Who knows? But once you burn that stuff off, the tile, it'll break out a whole lot easier. Sometimes they're still stuck together. But you send a guy in with a jackhammer. But he's got to go in with boards, because these tile, they get friggin' hot. You stick an AC vent on top of them. I mean, he's going to pull it over his head, so you're blowing cool air on him. And that works for a little while, but the AC tubing, right, the ducting that we throw in, usually melts. So it stops working. But by then it's, it's at a point he can stay in there for 15 minutes at a time. We just rotate a few guys in and out. And he'd break it out. And this guy outside helped, just rake these stinking hot bricks, these stinking hot tiles out. And they, land on the ground. If he stands on them, though, his boots are going to melt. That's why the guy inside has the board, so he can stand on the boards. He's jackhammering those tiles. Anything special here? No. And I lost a couple pairs of boots up there. Yep, I got to stop at the store before we go in. I got to buy some more boots. Just melt them down. And that's what the ball mill is to me. It's, 4 days of good work, and we stand around for lots of it. Anything on the 2? Nope. Anything on the 1? Nope. Yeah, but they had, a dozen of those things. They had 4 kilns up there. Just because the good clay. I don't know what it is, cryolite or some darn thing coming out of there. But they're world renowned for the quality of their clay. They made mud pies. That's what they do. They make mud pies. Really, really good mud pies. They take it out of there by the trainload. You get a package from Robert. Robert's got good packages. I get my mail from Ken. Oh, very good. It's some kind of black doo-doo. Nobody knows what the doo-doo is. That's the grime of society. Could be just about anything on there. Did we look at this side already? I don't know. Dude, I'm wearing out. Been going for 2 hours. Time for a smoke. Need coffee. The pill has taken effect. Large envelope. You got mine last week. When did you get mine? Earlier this week. All right, what's this one? Another one. All right, Lizzie, I'm getting sick of looking at you. I can look at only so many at a time, then I just start to get freaking out. What the hell is this? Start looking at it funny. What's that? A scratch? That is a scratch. Open it, Cindy. Open it. If you open it, I get to open my box. 83. Well, I guess the clashing is pretty dominant in the early 60s. Nobody cares about him after that. And I don't really find him after 64. I can't remember anything. I don't know what color shirt I put on. Oh, this is not a Hawaiian shirt, by the way. This is actually my fish shirt. There we go. It's got fish on it. See? Fish and nets, and here's a, what's that? Here's a fishing reel. Who would put a fishing reel design on a shirt? There it is. And a net, and here's a map of, I don't know what that is. What is that? I don't know. I've been wearing it for years, though. It's my favorite shirt. What's this? I don't know. There's a salmon. That looks like a perch. What's that one? No, that's a perch. That might be a trout. Yep. Well, that's the shirt tour. There. Do you fish? No. No, I don't. But my father did. I just ate the fish. Well, I'd clean the fish. He'd go fishing, him and Skinner. They call him that because his name was Skinner. Alan Skinner. Good guy. He's got to be 75, 80 by now. I bet you he's 80 by now. Yeah, he's got to be. They'd go fishing. My uncle had a place with my brother's father. He had a place up in the lake. Oh, they picked up the house, the camp, and they moved it back, dug out a basement, right? Poured it, concrete, the whole bit, got plumbing, got a septic tank. So now you can poop, enjoy, then put the house back and sit on top. That whole downstairs, right? Barn side, big open space, got a couple of poles to hold up the upstairs. It's a man cave. Dude, like you never seen. There's like deer heads and fish and stuff on the wall. Things that he's killed or shot or eaten on the wall. It's a man cave. The whole thing. There's not so much as a picture of a flower down there. There's guns, fishing reels. It's a man cave. Everything it doesn't have like the tools and stuff, but it's got, dead animals. So you got that going for you. I don't eat fish, but enjoy fishing. That don't make no sense. So you're like a trophy fisherman? If you're not going to eat it, why fish? That's all right. I'll eat them. Now they'd go fishing. They'd go out in a boat and, go get sunburned and curse and come back and all chewed up fucking mosquitoes. I'm back here smoking and reading, doing my thing. I guess I'm, playing some Led Zeppelin or something. They come back. They throw up a cooler. Got their, their take for the day. There's a few fish in there. And they go in and clean up, drink a beer, right? Clean the fish. Because my father could not handle the guts. My uncle, he gets a deer. He'd fucking see how long those things are. Gut them and look at this. My father be retching. Ugh. He can't clean a fish. All right, I can clean a fish and just pull that out and scrape it out. It's quick and easy. It's not that gross. It's a fish. And they got like 4 parts, and one of them is intestines. And the other one, you can't see them before all the intestines. So you cut them, clean them, rinse them, scale them, give them another rinse. cut off his head. Done. Real easy. And I'd do that. It wouldn't take, half an hour to clean what they got in a day, because although they say they're wicked awesome fishermen, boy, the fish was so freaking good, though. Now, my father's wife, Joanne, she had some freaking recipe that she used. And she'd use some kind of pancake batter, right? I don't know what it was. And she'd doctor it up and deep fry this fucking fish. And Jesus, it comes off out of the boat, skinned up, cut in fillets, battered, deep fried, and in your face in 30 minutes. And it was the crazy best fish you ever had in your life. I mean, fresh, so fresh we had to slap it. And I don't know. I never did get Joanne's recipe, but that was the best damn fish I ever had. Last time I was in Maine at Victor's camp, that's what we did. We stuffed our face with fish. That was probably 20 years ago. I got to get up there and get some more of that fish. Yeah, my old man is under a rock up there, and Victor had it carved in with his dates and stuff. So he still goes fishing with them in spirit. My family eats fish. It's good. Dude, if it's a good fish, if it's fresh, tender, and Scudic is it's one of those lakes time forgot, right? There's nothing up there. There's no paper mills, no concrete plants, none of this industrial crap. It's clean. I got no problem just falling in and drinking my fill. It's clean. It's fresh. It's a delight. It's a joy. It's natural. It's unpolluted. Best damn fish you ever had. Let me tell you. Well, look, I'm going to put these away for now. I got a bag here of... There. Is that it? No, that's wheats. What's this one? Yeah, this is the bag of Canadian pennies we've gone through. That's 3 shows we've been looking at these Canadians. And this is what we've looked at. There we go, and then put it in the bag. Oops. There, that's it. That's it. That's 3 shows. We got probably, what, 6 or 8 hours just into looking at these? Yeah, it takes a lot of time. Let me use the bathroom real quick. I'm going to smoke this tobacco product. I dig catch and release. I dig catch and eat. Oh, 'cause, man, it was good. Pink. Great trout. Oh. There. I'm back. I'm meat and potatoes. Well, go catch a cow and skin it and eat it. Man. Nothing better than fresh beef. Porterhouse on the hoof. So like half-shell clams. Yep, meat and potatoes. It was pork and rice today. I was actually pork and rice yesterday, but I guess I cut them really big because I had a lot of leftover pork and rice. Well, that's no problem. I got a machine. You press the button, beep, it's ready. I love magic. Imagine a microwave oven 300 years ago. You put the food in here and it's cooked in 2 minutes. Huh? Aren't you supposed to stab it first? No, just open the box. Is there a lasagna in this box? Is that what that is? Did you know before we domesticated them cows were only like 4 feet tall? You saw my cow, didn't you? He was a 3-footer. That's a cute little cow. Meat and rice. That's all you need. I put some oyster sauce in there, lots of garlic. Open a can of peas. I throw some of them in. I think it's a good texture. And I eat the rest of the can all by itself, not in a can. And no, I don't save my cans. I really should save my steel cans. But geez, I'd have to save what, 20,000 cans or something like that before I have a load to take down. And I don't waste much stuff out here. I take one trash barrel every month, maybe. It takes me so long to fill the trash bag in the kitchen. Usually it'll start to stink before it's like half full. I get a sack of chicken. Well, I rinse the bag and throw it out. And then after about 4 days, you start, oh, Jesus, time to take out the trash. And there's like this much stuff in there. All right. I should just put my trash out in the can outside and get rid of the can in the kitchen. I like learning about what food looked like before we changed it. It's actually pretty interesting. I like to do a cauliflower whole, right? I got a good-sized pan. It's like a 2-quart pan. Put about that much water in there, right? Stick in a cauliflower, the whole damn head. And peel off the green leaves. Just put the whole thing in there, put the lid on there, and let her go. Turn it up and let it steam itself. And you take the whole head, right? And you put it, I get this one bowl, it's cauliflower size, about that big around. And it's perfect size for a cauliflower. Set the whole head in there. Then you slice it like a pie. Serve it up, drizzle some butter over the top. Sometimes I do some Velveeta or some cheese sauce or something. That's how I eat a cauliflower. It makes a good presentation if you have guests. Serve it like a pie. What's the green? You don't like cauliflower? What's wrong with you? Cauliflower is the best thing there is. Yeah, I always like vegetables. Grown a lot of them, but I always like okay. I'm not too big on eggplant. That one it just never worked for me. I can eat a little, but that's taken years of suppression. I'm not a big fan of eggplant. If it's mixed in with something else very heavily, and I mean smothered with whatever it's mixed in with, I can tolerate it. That and/or broccoli smells not so great. It's delicious. You take fresh broccoli, right? Go out in the yard, chop off a couple of heads of broccoli, bring it in here, steam it up, right? You can trim it, make it real pretty, easy to eat. So just put in one piece at a time. Man, that's the best darn thing there is, and that's all there is to it. Bright green, so tasty. Dip it in butter, have some sour cream with it. Eggplant Parmesan is really good and super easy to make. I do it with zucchini instead of Parmesan. Instead of making lasagna with noodles, you slice the zucchini long and just lay that in instead of noodles and take it off. Then it's all about the sauce. I'll stick to string beans. Ain't nothing wrong with string beans, baby. Fresh peas. You're killing me, Larry. That's Smalls. Lemon's here. No, it's not open yet. I promise hidden. I don't owe him any loyalty. Let's open this thing. Yeah, that sounds good. I might have to try that. It's good. I make a tomato sauce. I doctor the hell out of it. I don't usually use paste. If I take it out of the yard, I grow Roma tomatoes. Well, I have nothing growing right now. I really need to get out there. And you don't get as much juice on those. The skin peels off real quick. Dip them in some hot water for 30 seconds. Skin falls right off. They're not as juicy as, say, a beefsteak. Great flavor. It's like an ox heart kind of thing. And just simmer that down. Just simmer it. Just go in, stir it. I got a nice big heavy metal pot, stainless steel, and it doesn't burn if I don't turn the heat up too hard, and it just simmers. And you throw what else you got. There's thyme out there. Grab some of that, throw it in. All right, and the leaves will just dissolve, and you got to find the stems, and you pull them out. Oregano, there's oregano out there. Throw that in. You don't have to chop it up. Just throw it in. You know, it'll get there. The flavor will get there. Onions. I can't grow an onion out here. The soil is just so damn poor. You can't do onions. Peppers usually do pretty well. And just throw it in the pot. Simmer it, simmer it, simmer it. Then you start doctoring up. You put other stuff in there, like, say, pepperoni. Or I do a mix of ground pork, ground turkey, and ground beef. The beef is pretty good. The pork gives it a fantastic flavor. Ground turkey is cheap as dirt, but I don't really like the texture, but it balances well with the beef. I tried to pour. Too cold for propane. Is it? Sorry. In California? I made a video, can't even upload it. Man, it's a disaster. I'm sorry to hear it, man. Good luck. Get on it. You have only 13 hours left. Do I get a hint? I mean, you can give me a hint, and it won't ruin the surprise in 13 hours, but at least I'll be in the right direction. Amazing how a simple unopened box can create such intrigue. It's 18 by 18 by 10. It's heavier on one side. It's 20 pounds as a total weight. I'm a moron, but I can open a box. I could too. Well, I've been talking about it. People are waiting to see it live, so we'll do it there. It's not lasagna. Is it an elephant's butt? Animal, vegetable, or minimal? Does it have a lens? I'm thinking the people see me bitch about this camera. They said, we got to get him a decent camera. And you all chipped in and said, there you go. Or it's like a case of whoopee cushions. Just as good, just as handy. I'd be happy with that. That'd be cool. I'd like that. I'll get a little stamp. I can stamp, you know, Professor Peavy's poot pillow and mail them out to people. It'd be good. A female elephant. A female elephant. I don't have the proper accessories. To make lasagna? Lasagna is easy. Just layer it. You know, do a layer of... You start with sauce on the bottom so nothing burns onto the pan. Right? That way, when you're done, you just rinse the damn pan. Then you do, like, you know, meat. Then you do, like, you know, cheese, and then the pasta. Then you do it again and again and again. Now, somewhere in there, you got to have a layer, at least one layer of Swiss cheese, so you get the stringy cheese, right? But mozzarella is always good. You blend the mozzarella with the ricotta, because ricotta all by itself is freaking poison, right? That's not cheese. It's vomit. They put in a freaking tub. That's not, no. Run away. When somebody says, we're having ricotta, anything, just, no, I'm sorry, I'm giving my dog an enema that day. I can't come over and enjoy your dinner. Sorry. Okay, here's your only serious hint. It's mineral. It's that big and mineral? No, it can't be. The density of any mineral is much... No. Mineral. What would be that big, that weight, fit in a box that size? And, oh, a layer of bacon? Absolutely. Jesus. You want to have a layer on top of the lasagna, which is, just like this thick of bacon. Then you know it's good, baby. You put down a layer of bacon, throw it in the oven. When it's ready, you put another layer on top of that, keep baking it. Talcum's a mineral. Well, technically, yes. You got me 20 pounds of deodorant? Garnish? Yeah, throw a twig or something on there. Call it good. Can almost hear the wheels turning over. Well, it's heavy on one side, so it's not, the whole thing isn't as big as the box. All right. He says it's mineral, so I must assume there's something in there that comes out of the ground. Dirt, metal comes to mind, so okay, copper. All right. How about them big giant copper pennies they got? They're like this big around. Talcum is animal. It's ground bones. Talc? Most bones I know of are calcium based. Talc has no structure to it. It's like a 0 on the Mohs scale of hardness. Sodium? It might be 20 pounds of salt. Pay dirt. Well, there's a neat one. Clash. Where's his? He's got a thing here somewhere. Clash. You see his? If you haven't seen his channels, he gets dirt from different people who sell dirt. They get the black dirt, right? It's got little bits of gold in there, and he, what, 15 or 20 or 40 bucks for a pound of dirt, and he'll pan it right there at home, right there in his sink, or he's got a tub on his back porch, pan this gold, this black dirt. He separates it out and gets these just crumbs. I mean, just like I could scratch my hair and get more dandruff than he gets in these crumbs, and he saves. Geez, he spends 40 bucks and he's got 50 bucks worth of gold out of there, because you don't need much. And they're fascinating videos. You might want to watch those. And he goes down to the river and digs up the river and takes that home and pans it out. And that's pretty neat. He gets rid of the big rocks first. Yeah, that's an adventure all by itself. Made from gypsum. It's a Barbie doll house with gypsum walls. Nothing's made with gypsum except, the walls here. The Mohr scale? That's what Mohr. 3 pounds of mayonnaise, $3.50. Now, what would people send Ken? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What would they send? It's a book of good jokes, because boy, I could sure use it. Let me tell you. Coin related? Probably. I don't think it's a t-shirt. Would it be books? That'd be cool. Whole box of books. Ooh. Yeah, I'd get into that. Read the book, give it away. Read the book, give it away. All those books I sent out in the past year, read them, give them away. Keep them books moving. I bet you about the camera all the time, so I'm thinking maybe. That'd be cool. And I get coins all the time, so how about a bunch of coins? Well, there's no way you're going to pack a bunch of coins in a box that big unless it's something different. Like, they got them big framed sets. You've seen them. Huh, that'd be neat. That'd be perfect right here. Right up there on the wall. All right. No, I got no idea. I'm going to need another clue. Mineral ain't enough. Further define it. A precious metal? A compound mineral. Is it a ferrous metal? It's the largest t-shirt ever. That'd be good. I've been putting on weight. I'm at that age where, you get the furniture disease. My chest falls into my drawers. Man. Starts with a letter in the English language. Most words do. That's not a clue. You're cheating. I need a serious clue. Is it powered? Drawers. Man, there's something I could use for sure. Was a cat alive or dead? Technically, the cat is both alive and dead at the same time. He's also in the box and not in the box. But really, we have to test and, investigate and check for the cat, and then it will change. You know, our interaction with the subject will change the results. Hey, I don't make this stuff up. That's what Schrodinger said. It's our interaction with the system that changes the system and produces a result. Until we interact with the system, there is no result. You change what you observe. There, Frank gets it. Frank's a geek. He understands. Dang it, you figured this out. It's a Schrodinger box. If I just leave it right there, it's everything I need. You name it, it's there. An inflatable Rashida? Come on, baby. Let's go. A spooky particle. That's right, Greg. I'm a cat in a box. Shelly's a cat in a box. Here, kitty, kitty. Hey, what's a 300-pound parrot say? Here, kitty, kitty. Bark. There you go. All right, guys. I'm petering out. The pill's taking full effect. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been on for 2 hours and change. We have so much more coming. Look, we got this thing, right? If we can see it. We can't see it. It's nice. It's shiny. That's the Jim Thorpe dollar. And it's a reverse proof, 2018. It's freaking gorgeous. Not a thing wrong with it. Look at the sparkle on that. I'm not a fan of the reverse proofs, I think. But they're neat. You got to have it if you want the full set. And it is a first release. And NGC, I said PCGS earlier. It's actually NGC. You can run the number. Silver reverse proof set. But they're manganese. What are these? Is there any silver in these dollars? No. It came out of the silver proof set, though. We have a blank planchet. There it is. Not really much to show you, except it's flat and copper-like and zinc-like at the same time. And then we have the 2004 Lewis and Clark dollar. And that baby's perfect. This is from Joe Durbin. This came from Black Steel. And that came from Dustin Morgan. Yeah, it's still growing, this package. I'm telling you, the parrot is dead. He's an ex-parrot. He won the Olympics by himself, Jim Thorpe did. Is that what? Because you got all this stuff there, which I think he's playing football. I don't know anything about sports. That's not it. I don't know the first thing about sports. There he is. That's the old style football helmet when they, would actually smash into each other and break their skulls. When was Jim Thorpe's day? Like the 20s, 30s? He's got a football. And here is again. Here's his twin brother, and he's running. Looks like the hurdles. So we got hurdles and footballing and what? Did he throw like a sledge or something? Pole vault? I don't know. Jim Thorpe. You never heard of Jim Thorpe? It's Wothahawk. Wothahawk. Well, there it is. Is that doubling? Just because PCGS has slabbed the coin doesn't mean they inspected it for die varieties. So now we're going to look at that. See anything special? Yeah, you can find die varieties on slabbed coins. Because if you don't tell them and pay for it, they ain't going to write it in. That is a unique font for a U.S. coin. Here, I'm taking, what are you thinking here? I'm thinking International Harvester. Oh my God, it's a subliminal industrial coin. Jim Thorpe, there he is. Jim Thorpe really was Bo Jackson before Bo. Here's Sacagawea. When she's upside down, that is a spooky looking chick, man. I always thought she was kind of cute. For a dead chick. Oh, man, look, she's got baggage. Oh, sorry, you got to go. Yeah. So, okay, there we go. We're going to immortalize another single mother. In God we trust. What's going on inside the OD? I'm going to have to look at that. Should not the texture inside and outside of the GOD be the same? See any doubling? Looks normal. Okay, it looks normal. But the finish here, this is akin to the satin finish you find on the mint sets from 05 to 10. Letters look sharp. Okay, no dye varieties we can detect here. Is there lettered edges? Yep, there is. The problem with these holders is you lose access to your lettered edges. It's in there. But boy, they're hard to see. Yeah, we're not going to see much here. I can't even find a focal point. Where is it? Find the plane. Somewhere around here. If I tilt that down, I got to focus down too. There, we found it. Is that a letter? We may never know. I can't even confirm the date on this. Wow. How about from this side? That's a little better. No. Like the spaghetti sauce, it's in there. That's right. It is in there. Throw it in, simmer it down till there's nothing left. Dude, you can put all kinds of stuff in spaghetti sauce. You shred up carrots, and if you're going to simmer it long enough, those carrots will just dissolve. There'll be nothing left. Zucchini, same idea. It'll just turn into thick. It becomes a thick, rich sauce. Kind of like what you on the box. Never mind. I could have sworn he said shredded parrots. You can shred parrots. It's good. Makes a good sauce. Kind of like chicken, except with feathers. Roux. R-O-U-X. That's roux. Where's my, what do I write? There. R-O-U-X. Roux. It's French. CJ, what's your mint mark project? I haven't seen your channel in like a week. CJ was going to do some letters and numbers next. You know, just individual numbers and stuff. Wait for it. There's Marty. There's your feathers. All right. It's time for me to get to bed. I'm wearing out. 2.5, 2:30. No, 2.5 hours. Just finished it tonight. You can show the different RPMs with this one. Well, there you go. Jam it in, move it over. Works for me. A Lemonhead's going on next because where he is, it's still only 11 o'clock. I betcha. Okay, guys, you stay groovy. We're going to open up that mineral. I'm going to open up that box of talc and feathers tomorrow at 3. We're going to give these coins away come Monday. So you want to be here for that. And of course, just watch all those shows in the Coin Video Seminar Weekend. Oh, and when you do a video, make sure you use the hashtag at the top of your, in the description, right? Remember, Coin Seminar Weekend. There. Put that hashtag. Let me show you where. Home, scope, screen. There's a screen. When you do your video, right, here on YouTube, right, you get the little box here, and you put the hashtag in the top line, and it'll show up in your video, just below your video, just a tag, and you can click on that. So everybody who has the Number Coin Seminar Weekend hashtag, you can find them a whole lot easier. You know, you go back and watch the previous. It'll work for you. Coin what? Coin Seminar Weekend. There we go. I'm out of here, guys. You stay groovy.